Let's go, everyone. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the LA Poker Roundup. It is August 20th, 2025, and this is episode number 94. As always, I am your host, Ty Dauberton, along with my co-host, Derek Kwan.
What is up, everyone?
Hey, we've got a good one for you this week. We delayed because of the day 3 of the mini Mega Millions going on at the bike, and they have wrapped up today. So we have results from that. We will go through the results of the big event from the weekend, and then we will talk about how our weeks/weekends have gone. We have a couple topics floating around poker Twitter to hit up for you this week. We had an interesting observation from the Harrah's Cherokee schedule for the circuit events over there. They had another addition to the, you got seniors, you got super seniors, and we had another event slip on the schedule that Mr. Hendricks, Adam Hendricks, pointed out on social media. And then another touchback on the subject that we've been hitting the last couple weeks about how to promote poker in the mainstream, right, Derek? What your favorite topic?
Oh yeah.
Apparently, D-Negs has been weighing in on a couple ideas on that stuff that we will quickly hit on there. And there just so happened that the largest televised, is it maybe the biggest televised cash game ever, but definitely the biggest televised heads-up game ever completed this week. So we'll talk about that just for a minute because it was insane. And then just late breaking news, I checked right before the show. I was able to find the Commerce Hold'em Series schedule. Appears to be out. It's on the Commerce website. We will go through that and check it out and give you our thoughts and tell you what is worth playing. And now that it's up, I'll have to get the events that are going to count for the Player of the Year on the list. We'll do that sometime this week as well. So let's dig in, shall we?
Let's go.
All right, so let's start with the non-mini mega. The only event that has wrapped up since last week, I believe, is the event 27, the 50K guarantee, $360 super stack. That had that was on Monday, so that was on the day 2B, I believe, of the mini mega, and that had 262 entries on a Monday, so not bad. It looks like there was no chop. Way to go. So played all the way down to 4 a.m. That must have started a little bit late. 4 a.m.
Wow.
Monday night, no chop. Look at this guy. This guy is just jacked up. Holy cow. Congratulations, Yaren Yashar, defeating Oleg Baykov for 18.8 thousand in the first place. Wow. Way to go. Love it. I don't remember how many people the other guy who did not chop and got first place in one of these one days ended up, but this guy might have taken the lead in our Player of the Year. I don't know. Anyone who gets
that's a big number.
Yeah. Anyone who gets first place head straight up in one of these bigger events is going to have a big jump on our Player of the Year because of the way we're doing chops. Remember, so way to go, way to go.
It's a straight like 20% for first slot.
Oh, the money, yeah, big time.
Yeah.
So rest of this final table, third place was Fovieng Kyokam, taking home just over 8,000. Fourth place, Adam Jones. Fifth place, Sam Weiss, 4,300. He was battling hard in the mini mega, and he jumped over and got fifth in this. Sixth place, Brian Somerville. Seventh place, Tian Yimu. Eighth place, Farzin Akhtar. And ninth place, Wolf Kramer. That's a cool name, Wolf Kramer.
That's a cool name.
Man, yeah. Sounds like he should be like a lawyer or a Wall Street guy. I don't know. Very cool. So congratulations to all of those folks. Now let's hop on over to the main event here. So we'll just, let's just jump right to it. We got the results here. Congratulations. The newest inductee to the Banner Club. Congratulations to Mr. Steven Tianyi Ma, taking home over 150 grand for first place, including picture and the trophy and everything. I don't know if it's just trying to load or what, but for some reason I'm not getting a good res on that. Way to go. Fantastic. Taking home a big one. It looks like, was this, they played out a chop. Let's see what Frank says for us. The final three players went to a chop. So, way to go. Also to David Phillips, taking second, 141,000. And third, Richard Hasnett. This guy just wins, man. Always seeing him in these top finishes for 120 grand. The rest of the final table, fourth place, Jack Kashishian, 57 grand. Fifth place, Ben Wynn, 44 grand. Sixth place, Fausto Valdez, Blueprint Coaching. Go check him out, 34 grand. Seventh place, George Ajamoglian, 26 grand. Eighth place, Andrew Wisdom. And ninth place, Andre Cullens for 15 grand. So congratulations to all of those folks. Some other notable finishes here. We had Phil Locke in 43rd, Paul Heiser in 37th, Brian Hunkins in 30th, Mark Weinstein 29th, Samville Gyospin 21st, Mark LeBlanc 20th, Hamid Karami. I guess he won the MMM Mini Mega Millions, right? 19th, and Mike Escandiari 13th, who I did double check. According to Hendon, number one casher at the bike, so adding to his totals. Way to go, everybody.
Nice work.
And those are all of the actual results that we have. But here's just a nice picture of, look at all these smiling faces from the final table. They clearly, they look, well, 2 or 3 of them look happy to be there. Anyways, congrats to all these guys. All right. So that's unfortunately all we have for results, because I was checking, Cabin still doesn't really post results from Commerce. They must have some weird policy not wanting people to post results on a regular basis. I don't get it. DJ would post results occasionally, but not every time. Maybe he was getting some pushback there. And then, the vacuum that was left down at the Gardens, that is not filled with anyone who is doing results. And same from our other places that we're used to. They just don't post results. So, guys, give us some results. Give us some reporting from the field. Frank can't be everywhere. He's at the big ones. He's at the main things going on, but he can't be everywhere. Help us out. So... as we talked about last week, I did not get out there. This is actually the first time this is probably the first week I haven't really played poker. I don't think I played any poker whatsoever in the last week since I left the bike on that day one of the Classic. So this is weird. We'll talk about my week later, but Derek spent a lot of time at the bike this weekend. How were things? What was the vibe? What was the room like? How did you do, Derek?
Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of excitement. I think all our consternations about these quantums, a lot of people do come out for these, right? So, they do have some sort of a thing going, even though there are a couple of bits and pieces of it we don't like. This is another one of those ones where I almost, like the last 2 tournaments, I had gotten through on day 2 on 1 bullet with a good stack, and I almost did it this tournament. I had like 250K on the very first bullet that I fired. It was on Thursday. And then ended up losing a big flip like jacks against ace king, which pushed me down to like 120K. And then we ended up bagging like shortly after that. Didn't have a chance to accumulate chips, so I had to keep firing because I wanted to make sure I had at least around like 200K ish in terms of a day 2 stack.
So you
and
did bag on the first bullet, just very little.
Yeah, I did bag on the first bullet, so that was nice. So then there were many other bullets after that where I didn't bag.
This sounds like my 50-50.
Yeah. This is the problem is like just firing a whole bunch and you kind of don't get there. But luckily, I did end up making day 2A with a decent stack. And I think I bagged something like 300 something, which is great.
Did you break even after the double bag bonuses?
Yeah. So I was down maybe a couple $100 after the double bag bonus got paid out. Yeah, I think I was down like a couple hundred. I don't really quite remember. But then I ended up running like absolute hell on day 2A. I busted. I bought indirect. I busted that one after registration. So then I ended up having to fire the night flight. But then at night flight, I ended up doing, it was like kind of nothing was happening, but I did really well towards the end where I ended up bagging like 480 something, which is nice. A fantastic stack. So I go into day 2B with a really good stack. I ended up just, I don't know, playing like way over aggressive and just bluffing off in like 2 huge pots. Ended up busting my day 2B bullet before registration ended, so I had to fire another bullet in there.
A little tired from the night before.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You know what? To be honest, it had been like nonstop poker from like Thursday on.
I know when I'm tired, I definitely put more chips in the middle than when I'm not tired.
That probably was a contributing factor, but I was probably also just getting a little frustrated with how like card dead I was, and then ended up pushing the envelope, even though I try to tell myself not to do that type of thing. But my direct buy-in bullet on 2B ended up going pretty well. I think I was just kind of flat for a little while, and then I was able to like chip up. And I was hovering, and I actually got to $1 million in chips, like kind of like, maybe like 60-70% through the day. We were just kind of in the money. And average stack was like 600K. But then really after that, I went really card dead. Nothing happened for me. The blinds kept escalating. The average stack kept escalating, and my stack kind of stayed the same. So I ended up bagging. Luckily 1.3, which is a little bit above average, a little bit below average, but that was, really great just to make day 3. And then day 3, I ran just like absolute hell, no cards. I was able to just, steal a couple of blinds, punch a couple of all-ins through with hands maybe I shouldn't have done it with. Ended up just slowly like fizzing out down to seven bigs, jamming ace-6 offsuit in like middle position, and I ended up getting called by nines and ace-jack, which is like probably the worst thing that could happen, right? Because
Yeah,
I
I
can't
hate
even hit
that.
my side card.
Yep.
Yeah, like that's about as dominated as you can get. And on top of that, a nine hits the flop, and I'm like basically drawing dead already.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
um,
Oops.
so I ended up, yeah, busting there in 46th place, which isn't too bad, but really disappointing. I felt like I should have got a lot further, but I literally just couldn't really play any hands. It was very, very frustrating. But I'm glad to have made another deep run in a cash.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then you fired the one day?
Oh, I didn't. I fired there was a 300K
Oh,
flight.
that's right. Yeah, that's right. This is the first
Yeah,
time the bike is doing this, as far as I know. They just snuck another quantum in between the mini and the mega, right?
yeah,
So that's kind
and
of
and
unique.
the day two buy-in is actually smaller, and you get less chips, so you don't get the full. I think you get like 30 bigs or something
Oh
to
yeah,
start day
I,
two.
I do remember.
Yeah,
Didn't they kick off one of their series with this? It was like a cheaper day two buy-in with fewer chips.
yeah,
I
I
think
think
we
so.
liked that actually. I think I remember liking
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I
Um,
think the idea behind it is good because then it's like less of the advantage that you give to the day two buyers and the deep pockets and the pros, um, which is nice. But again, I don't think the day two buy-ins are really like the most offensive thing about these quantums.
right,
But
right.
yeah, I did fire two dumb bullets at that. I ended up probably making a pretty bad call with sevens against tens, and my first bullet ended up busting shortly after that.
Mm.
On my second bullet, I ran it up pretty well and then went like super carded again. I couldn't get anything going. Ended up busting shortly after that, and I decided not to fire another bullet, and I went home.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, and I'm looking at the schedule. We'll have to remember to put a pin in that and when we come around to the roundup. But the day two for that 300K quantum, that's on Saturday. So it's direct buy in
Hmm.
day two, 1400.
Yep.
They're
Yep.
also running a 100K legendary deep stack, 100K guarantee one day, $400 buy in that Saturday as well, starting at 130.
Hmm.
That sounds like it could be trouble space wise because they've done this sort
Yeah.
of thing before, and I don't know. We'll have to talk about that when it comes around
That
for
that
sure.
100K fills the room within
It
an
fills the
hour.
entire room plus some. The 200K filled the entire room plus some and more, and then
I
100K definitely fills the room like normal.
what's the percent bag on this one?
So the bagging for this is 10% advance from these flights of
Okay,
$300 buy-ins.
so that's not bad. So maybe there will be, I don't know,
Well, my
100 people.
concern is the direct buy-in. So let's, like I said, we'll talk later.
Oh, that's
But
true. Yeah, I
it's a
forgot the
day two
direct
direct
buy-in.
buy-in. That's the problem because
Yeah,
it's a day two
that's probably
quantum.
gonna pile in, and also it's not that expensive, so that could pile in like
Yeah,
300 people.
1,400. If yeah, if even if they get 70 people, that's yeah. So, wow. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about because I was considering. I saw that. I just looking at that the schedule. I was wondering if I could maybe try and sneak out and get a couple hours poker in, but then I don't know if I want that. I don't know if I want that smoke kind of line. All right,
Yeah,
so
hopefully Jeff is already on top of getting
yeah,
those cash game tables open. Yeah,
seriously, yeah, because they did this once day two of the mini mega or something like that, something silly. They did these 100K at the day two of one of these others, and the buy-ins were insane. And it wasn't. I think it was one of the mini mega because I remember thinking I wanted to rebuy and then I didn't because the lines were so long. Um, Yeah, I didn't even fire that direct buy bullet because the line was down the hall and around the corner.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, once again, we'll talk about that when we come around schedules, but that could be a concern for sure. Absolutely. All right. So, Steven is in the chat. Congratulations, Steven. Congrats, man.
Yeah, good job, buddy.
So for those of you watching, we're gonna announce at the end, but right now, tentatively and hopefully, we're gonna have Mr. Steven, first time banner winner, on the show next week. So we'll get his story, we'll get his side of it, and we will learn more about our newest Mini Mega Million champion. So congrats, Steven. Thanks for joining us in the chat. So that was your weekend. My week was full
Maybe.
of baby dirty diapers and feeding baby and waking up every couple hours, and man, I am pretty tired today. I don't know how I had time to do anything else, it feels like, because when you think about the total time, it's like, oh yeah, every couple hours you gotta, you do this stuff, you feed him, you change him, you see if he's bothered, and then he kind of sleeps for a while. It's like, okay, it's just a little bit, do a little bit every couple hours, but then you do a few of them and I look up and it's like I'm exhausted and it's late and it's like, where did
I
the
bet.
day go? How
Yeah.
can you get anything done? I don't understand. So we'll see how this goes. We're getting a decent little my wife and I getting a decent little routine down, and it's awesome. He's great. I'm pretty sure that as far as newborn babies go, he is like one of the best behaved that you can do.
Oh,
He's
nice.
not really, he doesn't really fuss that much. He's not really like bothered. Like as soon as if he's hungry, as soon as you give him a bottle, or as soon as you feed him, not crying. If he's like diapers bad, the second you now when you start changing him, he's super loud. The second you're done changing him, he's quiet. It's like he's very very concise. I like it. He's like, I want
That's
something. I'm
awesome.
gonna whine about it, but the second you do it, that's it. I'm good, and it's nice. So I think we're pretty lucky there, and of course he is adorable. So, but yeah, this is literally since I left that was it 10 days ish now ago. So it was like Saturday, a week ago Saturday now. I haven't played poker. I haven't touched a chip. I thought I was gonna play some online poker, but I haven't found a good window because if I play a tournament, I don't want to get stuck in one for like 6 hours or whatever. Um, yeah, dirty diaper, Frank. That's right. Um, and it's it goes along with what I always tell people. I don't play a lot of online poker because if I'm home and I'm just gonna sit and play something online or play something on my TV or computer, I'd rather just play a video game. I mean, it's more fun. To be fair, poker is not the most fun thing you can play on your computer. Like, let's be honest, the only thing that's fun about it that we
Certainly
love
is.
is beating other people / winning money. The actual gameplay, like, there's things that are more fun for the most part, especially when it's on a computer. In person, I like the people. I like hanging out. It's got a whole bunch of different dimensions, but so it's interesting. I don't. I mean, I miss it. I love the game, but I haven't been craving it yet. I have a feeling in another week I'm going to be itching to get back to the tables though. So we'll see if I'm able to negotiate a day out. So far, all we've been able to do is one of us slips out, goes to the grocery store, goes get some gas, maybe picks up lunch. Haven't really had a long trip out yet, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Like I said, I was kind of eyeing that 100, but now that I see that it's on that same day, I don't know if I want that kind of frustration. We'll talk about some other stuff when the roundup comes up about
Yep.
what can come, what could potentially be my first outing back out there. Um, all right. So yeah. So for me, if you guys have kids, you know what I'm all about right now. And if you don't, it may sound terrible, but it's been pretty cool so far. I've been pretty happy with it. All right. So let's talk about something that popped up here. Mr. Hendricks, Mr. Number one cash player or not cash, number one in Hendon in Alaska, Adam Hendricks is all about. So he noticed he's over there in Harris, Cherokee, winning circuit rings, playing in the events there. I'd love to get Cherokee sometime. Here it's massive. It's like the second biggest or biggest circuit event on this in the states here, and they've added this event. It's a do they have a name? It's called the Grandmaster. So you have the seniors, super seniors. They don't do super seniors necessarily at a circuit, but we have them, right? And then this is a Grandmaster. And they're taking the 40-40 thing even further. They're calling it a 40-40-40 because the minutes, 40-minute levels, 40K stack, and it's for 40-year-olds and over. So that's weird. So a lot of things to think about there, like 40-year-olds and over. Okay, why? What's the point, right? And Adam's point is, look, I mean, he's all for ladies event. He likes seniors event. He gets it, but like you just keep adding all these different like little slices onto here, and you're just like cutting people out. And it's like, what are you doing, man? Now his point is that it makes it hard to be profitable as a pro traveling to these circuits. Personally, I don't really care about that, but a similar thing that isn't just, you know, a similar thought that's not pro heavy is just like, why say pro? It's just why you're making it so people can't play events. You're making it harder for people to schedule for recs like a recreational can't. I mean, we need younger players to play this game to keep it alive. So you're still cutting them out. Why you're just eliminating even more people? Like if anything, we should try and find ways to get 21 to 35-year-olds to play more and do something to give them a cheaper event because we need more people to join this game at an earlier level to start loving the game earlier. Like I agree with his point that like we can't just keep cutting up every tournament as a special class and make like a schedule 50%. You have to meet these checkboxes to play. So where does it go too far, right? So kind of two things. One, is this too far? Is this insane? And two, do you agree with that? Like, I mean, I think ladies events are awesome, but the whole point is that that's an underrepresented segment. That's a segment that feels intimidated for playing. That's a segment that would really grow. We could see a real path to growth from that. 40 and older? I don't know. What do you think, Derek?
Yeah, I actually did make a quote tweet on this. And again, I'm all for like these other magnet type of events where you're trying to bring in seniors and bring in ladies and just try to get people who typically don't come to come and maybe play some of the open events, right? By coming and joining the closed events. And it's very similar to the economic principle of a ladies' night, right? Sort of the same concept. 40-year-old does feel arbitrary, but I'm also all for experimentation. Let's just see what happens, right? If all of a sudden you see a whole bunch of 40-year-olds in there and new faces that came here for the novelty, maybe you had a win because at least you got them through the door, and then we'll see, see how things go. So I'm not like, I don't think I feel strongly about it either way. Like I get what Adam is saying. I also am not like I don't care what the pros want for profit in terms of like a stop or not.
Right,
Like
right, yeah.
you're gonna go if more people come. So what these operators keep doing is they're trying to get you more people. So just be happy with that. Be patient, and be patient with experimentation.
Yeah, no, I agree with experimenting to try and find ways to get new players in the door, to get new players playing. But my point is with this particular one, what are we doing with 40 and over? I mean, 40 plus. What kind of market segment is that? Isn't that already the market segment? Like,
It is, yeah.
it's like
But I mean,
what do you get by specifically shutting out the younger guys in live
you
poker
know,
in North
I yeah,
Carolina?
I don't have strong confidence that this is gonna pay dividends or something, but let's just see what happens. I'm glad somebody tried, right? Like if let's just say that you had 40 new 40-year-olds just come who you've never seen before come play this event. Great, awesome. Maybe more people should try it. Who knows?
I mean, I just have to, like, I'm 40, I'm 42, or am I 43 now? I'm 42, right? I all the people I know who are in their 40s, I don't think we really consider ourselves old, and I don't think we really consider ourselves um I'm struggling to find all of the brand new 40-year-old players who want to play. And
I
also
I agree.
and also there's a lot of really really good 40-year-old players like 40, 50, like it's not like you're saying 60 up and it's a seniors super seniors event and these are all like you get to play with these old timers, right? You're
Yep.
talking about this is the moneymaker era. Moneymaker is like 44, 46 or something, right? This is the moneymaker. This is the poker boom era. You're not cutting people out. You're only cutting out the brand new kids, which is like, are you specifically saying you're trying to cut out internet kids in North
I
Carolina,
don't
Harris
I
Circuit?
don't
Like this would make more sense to me in a European tournament maybe, or like maybe the World Series itself, the actual World Series, right? But like Circuit Cherokee, I don't know what's next. 30-year-old and over. Like
yeah,
I
like
just don't know.
like I don't see how this converts like super well either. But again, somebody is trying it, so fantastic. Go crazy.
Yeah.
I would love for more people to just keep trying experimenting with things because poker is sort of flatlining. I was even talking to Jeff this weekend where he's like, I want to make more interesting events and try to like make some stuff in there that's like more fun for players.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know at the same time, if you just run a straight vanilla no limit hold'em poker tournament 2-day event on the weekend, right? That's gonna just go gangbusters and get the most people and get
Yep.
the most money. And I'm happy to just go out there and grind that instead of some other, like fun other little event. I also know that's gonna help, the casino make sure they justify the rake expectations they have for the series. So, it is what it is. If somebody's able to sign off on something like this, let's just put it out there and see what happens, right? If nothing happens, no harm done.
Yeah. No, I think that, like I said, I agree with the sentiment. I just disagree with this particular implementation. I don't see it, and I would love to
Sure.
see. I don't really want to see this copied anywhere because this is just weird. Because it's like, I mean, it's kind of like what if they made a men only tournament, right? This is almost to that. It's like you're already catering to 90% of your demographic. Why are you cutting out the other 10% here? Like, the whole point of these events in my mind is to cater to the minority groups
Yeah.
or something. So like the women are like, what,
So
8%,
one
12%. Love it.
Perhaps,
But like,
perhaps one way to look about this is there's probably a bunch of people in their late 40s who are excited to play seniors events and just can't play them yet. So here you go. Now you get to play a seniors event in your 40s,
all
and
right.
let's just see what happens.
Congrats. You can play
I'm
with me.
excited to. I'm excited but the thing is, you don't have to play with the 30-year-olds and the 20-year-olds,
I
right?
like
So
playing with them. They're terrible. I mean, other than Hendrix,
sure.
right?
Well,
Because they have only
maybe
been
not.
playing for 2 years.
Well, maybe not everyone, thinks the same way that you do,
Yeah.
and it's very possible that these 40-year-olds are just going to come out for it. So, I'm all for experimentation. So let's just see what happens.
Yeah. I don't know. It would make more sense to me if it was like the Battle of the Ages thing. Hey, I'm doing a tournament. This is for 40 to 55-year-olds because you're including all of the older folks still. And it's just like I said, this is 90% of your demographic. I
Well, I
almost
mean, Battle of the
guarantee you
Ages,
that.
you still have
Yeah.
to, if let's just say that you don't want to play with the 30 and 20-year-olds, you still have to play them eventually, right?
No, no,
Because
I just meant like the bracketing. I didn't mean like combining the tournament. I just meant the like doing a 40 and over. To like what's absurd about this to me is simply that I believe that well over 75% of your audience of your market is in this age group already. So why are you doing this?
Mhm,
That's all.
sure.
And here's your tweet. I have your tweet up on the
Well, I
screen,
mean,
so that makes sense.
like the other thing too is like even from a marketing perspective, going after continuing to go after the biggest segment isn't like a mistake. Like, there's a time and a place to go after long tail, and then there's a time to keep betting on, the captured market that you already have, because increasing that huge captured market by 1 or 2% is a lot of people and a lot of money, right? So it just kind of depends on what it is that you're trying to do strategically from a growth perspective. So I don't think it's necessarily wrong, right, to just do something more like doubling down
Sure,
on the
sure.
biggest segment and seeing what happens.
His issue is that this isn't more; it's replacing an open event, though, right? And that's kind of where I'm getting at too. Is that this isn't an addition; it's a
But
replacement,
all
right?
of these are long-term plays, right? So let's just say that there is something that comes out of this where you get, again, 40 new 40-year-olds that typically won't come and play this event for some reason that we don't understand why. Like, we can't understand why these 40-year-olds came out, but they just did. Well, great. I'm glad that you experimented. And, next time, maybe if you get half of them, you get 20 more players, right, in your next open event. So that's great. Fantastic.
Yeah, no, I would love to see that. Hey, if you're one of those people, comment to Derek's tweet and talk to him. It's just, like I said, my point is every event caters to these people already. If you do an event for 90, 80% of your field, all your events already catered them. So what are you doing?
Yeah, you're giving 40-year-olds a seniors event. So we'll see what happens.
I don't know. Like I said, I love looking for ways to be inclusive and get new people in. I just don't think you're getting new people in. So, like I said, if you're one of those people, comment on Derek's thread. I got it up on there. Follow us on Twitter. Let us know. Let us know what's going on, because I am an over 40-year-old and I think this is ridiculous. This particular event. I don't think the idea is ridiculous. I think this particular event is ridiculous.
But I don't think you're obviously not the core demographic because you're a regular.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like they're not doing this for regulars. So like that you're not who they're targeting.
Right. So that's said. Get on there. Let us know. Comment. Talk to us, because I don't get it. Yeah. So there's that. Like I said, if they did do more, that would be interesting if they had a series. It'd be really interesting if they had a series where every single tournament had some qualifier on it, right? But one of the things in his thread I find interesting, and this has been brought up before, is like, hey, why don't you run a tournament where instead of age, instead of this or that, like everyone says, oh, they want someone, to your point, they want to play an environment without certain types of people, without certain people who are crushers or whatever pros or this style. Why don't you go off like Hendon, Total Hendon or something? Why don't you go off of looking up something online and seeing if they're here or there? Why don't you just something like that instead of age? If like, hey, you want a tournament for noobs? Check Hendon, see if they play poker live, right?
You're gonna have the cashier who can barely do the job they have right now look like Google your hand to verify. Like, come on. I mean, like I get it, but it's ridiculous.
I mean, it's tough. It's tough, but like if you are trying to achieve that environment, it seems like it would be you would hit it a little better. Seems like you could hit it a little better that way.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see what other kind of crazy things. Oh, and to your point with Jeff, I totally agree with him. We've seen this before when DJ was running his fun events. We love them as gamers, as game people, but unfortunately, a lot of people who play poker aren't actually like gamers, right? Like I came at poker from a game perspective. I love games. I love board games. I love strategy games. So twists and tweaks and things that are fun that change the game. I love that. I feel like the majority of people who play poker are not that way. They aren't actually here from a gamer side. They don't like change. They don't want anything to change.
Those fun events, like it was very, very small field.
They're super fun.
Always, they're fun, but they're like barely anybody.
And they're always small fields. So I totally get what Jeff's doing. I think to grow, you have to think of creative ways to do things around the core game, because if you change the core game, people get afraid. There's money involved.
I suggested
they get afraid. It's sad.
I basically suggested this, Jeff, like the point of growth, or maybe the goal of growth, tactic of growth, is to go after all the people that aren't playing. Like there's 100,000 people, 200,000 people in LA who are prime poker playing people who just aren't coming and playing tournaments for some reason. So how do you go get them? And perhaps the way to do it is you have to run a Colossus type event, right? So like that Gladiator or whatever it
Right.
was called that was run at
Sure.
Grosvenor in like the UK, right? They got like 16,000 people. It's ridiculous
Like
number of runners.
Savage ran a 1 million guarantee with like a $200 entry fee, didn't he? And he hit it.
Yeah, so something like that. So
Yeah.
where you do $200, that was 1.5 million, 300K for fucking first place for a $200 buy-in. That's
It was
absurd,
something
right?
like that, right?
That's a
Yeah.
that's the kind of thing that you're going to get people to come out, and that's the type of thing where you get people through the door, show them a great experience, show them the schedule, right? Hey, there's a 1K. You typically don't play 1Ks, but here's a satellite for $200, right? Go play that, and and I think that's the type of thing that we need to do. Except the problem is the floor space. Like we can't even handle like a 100K guarantee on a weekend. So
Right.
so I think the spacing is a problem.
Yep. Yep. Getting that real estate is tough. Getting someone to commit
Yeah.
that real estate is
But
definitely
I
tough.
I do think that that's probably our, like, if we had to do one thing, super low buy-in, super ridiculous guarantees, super huge first place prize, right? Like that's the type of thing that will get people to come out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and then of course you have to decide on it ahead of time, which is something that unfortunately, it seems like Commerce has had a tough time doing before, and even the bike won't commit, even though we all know exactly what's coming from the bike, like at that time of year, every time they don't commit to it. You have to commit to it far enough ahead to start marketing it, to get the word out, to put
Right.
the billboards up,
Right.
right? So
Right.
to get those people who aren't always in, the people that aren't listening to us or watching your website, right? So.
Yeah.
All right. So we are not the only ones who have been talking about trying to get more eyes on poker, get more people from the outside watching. So it's been a topic throughout. For some reason, I don't know what it was that keyed it off, but we were talking about it. They were talking about it. D-Nags was talking about it. So Negreanu, I believe he thought about it because he's been watching golf and F1. He's been watching all of these documentaries on Netflix, and he is absolutely convinced, which, I agree with this side. He thinks something like Full Swing Golf from Netflix or that Formula One Drive to Survive, these are the kinds of shows we need for poker at this point. We need something like that, and that will really help ignite public interest. And, I agree, and I'm going to go on a limb here. I feel like you agree too. Something highly produced, something with strong narrative, something out there being pushed by someone like Netflix, that would help a lot. That is as close to a Queen's Gambit as we can get in the short term, right?
Yeah. I think this was kind of what I was suggesting that we try. You know what? Maybe I'll just try to find some time like next week to do this. Is I really want to start featuring some of our LA players. Let's lead as a model. Let's do it from the LA Poker Roundup, brand.
Yeah.
To say, Beth the Star Hall, right? Elvin the Closer Bayo, whatever. Just make up some names, do their backgrounds. Let's shoot like a really cool high, not high production, but something that looks cool, like in terms of a video, right? And just stick it on our Instagram page as a reel. Let's just start doing that and trying to push this, from a groundswell type of perspective from LA.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mr. Gallagher, the Vegas Nerve, he might be willing to help a little bit potentially. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
He might be.
Oh yeah.
We could do
And
some
instead
sort
of me just
collaboration
trying to
maybe.
clip things on CapCut in my iPhone, I think you could do a much better
Yeah,
job than I
yeah,
can.
if we got a good idea going, I could get dust off some of my equipment from my little indie shooting days there and see what we can do. And one thing we could do if we could find someone who's really cooperative and really going to be grinding, like an Elvin, we could include an update, every week, that kind of thing. So, we can brainstorm on that. But definitely something poker needs. I agree, because Queen's Gambit would be great, but that is so hard. Even if you were to write, produce, and create one, it's still such a crapshoot whether it's gonna be good, hit just right, take off. It's not easy.
Sure. Yeah, it is serendipity, like what takes off or doesn't. But like, if there was something where you had to check off a bunch of boxes in a formula, I would say like poker as a game, high stakes, lots of money, gambling aspect to it, right? Feels like it would kind of hit all
Absolutely.
those
It has
buttons.
all the human
Yeah.
interest. Here's what we
Right.
need. We need someone who's not already well off, someone where winning at poker would really help their life, so they can have a little,
Yeah.
not someone who's like, in danger, like Turbo said he used to be in, right? In his article. Guys, go
Yeah.
check out this article. Let me bring this up as well on Poker.org. Great interview by Craig Tapscott. He interviewed local poker legend here, Mr. Turbo Win. Look at that. What a headline. I mean, like Turbo could be a great story, if he's willing to fill in some of these details. There are a lot of spots where he's like, you know what, we're going to gloss over that part, but let's just say it was bad. And then he talked about the rest, right? But like this kind of stuff, this is compelling stuff, you know. So you find someone where a win would really, really help them out, would really change their life, and you follow them, right? Kind of like what the Solve for Why guys tried to do with what was it? Results May Vary or something like that with one of their documentaries. But that was kind of, I guess that was kind of intense. Maybe we need something that's a little like snappier edited, something a little more modern. I don't know. I'm definitely not
And when
signing on to make a documentary though, but you know.
and when you think about like the basis of Queen's Gambit, she had extreme degeneracy, right?
Oh, of course.
And that was like, the part of the draw to it was that she was a bit of a train wreck.
But she was also, yeah, in her life, and it changed her whole life, right? So she needed
Yeah,
that
but
to come out of her
but she was
situation.
she was brilliant at what she did, and she had natural ability from childhood, right? So I mean, it's like it's a perfect like a perfect story for poker if you
Yep.
can find the right person
Yeah.
to stick in there.
Yep. Yep. But I mean, with the Queen's Gambit, I'm saying is that story is easy to put on paper, but then to write it and execute it and to produce
Sure.
it and to blah, and then for people to actually care when you put it out. I mean, it also helped that it was COVID time when Queen's Gambit came out, and people could be like, "I'm gonna go play
Sure.
chess online."
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know what? Shout out to Arden Cho, who is also
Oh yeah.
a local LA grinder blaster, plays a lot of poker, but man, K-pop
Demon Hunters.
Demon
Yep.
Hunters.
Blew
Did
the
you watch
f
that, by
up.
the way?
Oh, hell yeah! I watched it like the first week it came out because
I didn't.
yeah,
I saw
yeah,
the
it was amazing.
I saw the title and I was like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
honestly,
Then
the
I found
title
out,
was the thing that almost made me not watch it. I'm like, the
yeah.
title is so corny and on the nose. How could this ever be good?
The reason why I watched it was I saw Arden
Yeah,
promoting it on Twitter, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I was like, this is amazing.
that's
Like,
why I
what a
watched it
show.
too. I
I,
watched it before she started pushing it on Twitter, but I knew she was the voice, and I'm like, hey, I like K-pop, and Arden's the voice. Let's check this out. I got some time. I started watching on my drive home from the casino, I think, and
yeah.
flipped it onto the big
So
screen when
I
I got home.
so apparently it's up to like 200 million views or something, and I think they're only 20 million views away from being the top
Netflix
Netflix
movie. Yep.
original.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but behind like Red Notice or something,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Which is fucking
Yeah,
bananas.
yeah, and
But congrats to her,
the
man.
songs on the soundtrack, three of them are charted in the top 10 of the Billboard 100 or something.
I know. Yeah,
The
it's
one
so funny.
song
Like
is
one of their
number
songs
one,
is like #1,
number
right?
one on the
It's
Billboard
crazy.
100. Yeah, no, definitely shout
Yeah,
out to Arden and this amazing success they found. And
yeah,
also,
if you guys haven't watched it, check. I mean, just don't let the title
yeah,
turn you away from it. It is a really really fun
titles
fun show.
and it's kind of unfortunate, right? Because the title has to be so on the nose so that people who like that kind of stuff can identify it because it's it's they have to hit you over the head with exactly what it is because if they were
Yeah,
subtle, no one would like the mainstream culture wouldn't get it, right? If they had a different title, everyone wouldn't be talking about K-pop. They wouldn't be talking about Korean culture at all. They'd just be like, "Oh, this thing,
yeah,
what is it? I don't know, some Asian thing, right?" So it's kind of sad that way, but it's amazing how it's doing. It's great that it's taking off, and
yeah.
it's also an awesome business study on Sony dropping the ball here. So if you haven't read about it from that
Oh
angle,
my God.
read about it from that
Oh,
angle because that's amazing.
oh,
They had apparently like an abysmal theater run this last year or something, and they just sold
they
this
they
movie after they made it for like pennies.
and they missed the ball on this one. They
Yeah,
had it.
they
They had
just
this.
they had it, they made it, they produced it, and they're like, you know what? K-pop Demon Hunters is a corny title for a kids movie. We're gonna sell this, and they sold it to Netflix for
Uh,
not much money and like no back end, and
um,
Netflix is gonna make like $1 billion off of it. It's insane.
yeah. Uh,
It's insane, and it's great. You know, it's a very very well written thing for jammed into an hour and a
yeah.
half. Yep, and it's got all the elements. Like they can spin off into so many money making ventures. It's insane.
Yeah.
Yep, yep. So definitely props and kudos to Arden. Maybe hopefully she gets more than just her. She can get a little extra off it, or at least off the other ones they're doing. I hear they're doing two more. Hopefully her characters in them. If one's a prequel, she may not get to be in that one though. All right. Yeah. No. Cool shout out there. Definitely check that out if you haven't, if you're into that kind of thing. And if you're not and you're bored, it's a good way to fill an hour and a half. Um, one other one we wanted to quick mention is there is a massive tournament going over there in Cyprus. And apparently alongside of it, there's some massive high rollers going on over here. Super high rolling heads up matches between Jungleman's the big winner, but the guy who's been kind of doing all of these challenges is his online name is Monarch. Where's his real name? I had it a second ago.
That's like OC something. Like,
Katola,
yeah,
I think.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
His name's Katola. Apparently, he's a big time famous Counter Strike player / founded a Counter Strike skins gambling website and also now a a regular gambling website called Duel.com, but
No,
he
I think the CS:GO was just like selling skins. But
I saw it
yeah.
described as a skin gambling somehow, like because you
Oh,
get skins by opening random boxes or something. I think so. Maybe it had to do with
mm.
that. I don't know. Um, but yeah,
Well,
so
apparently he's loaded because
yeah, because
he's lost a lot of money, no problem.
yes, yeah. So Jungleman won. Do they have the results here? They played 7 matches. Was it that Jungleman won 5 of, and more importantly, all the big ones at the end? Here it is. Yep, 6 matches. They won. They played 6 matches. Jungleman and Monarch. Monarch took the second one and the third one, and then Jungle won the
Yeah,
fourth, fifth, and sixth.
Jungle was stuck $3 million going into round four. Crazy. But the thing is, like, it's like, yeah, it just kept getting higher
Yep.
and higher in terms of like what they were buying in for, and then yeah, Jungle just closed.
Yeah, it's like the end of rounders, except hopefully without mobsters sitting around the corner. It's just like, oh, it took you down for 5K. Well, about 10K. All right.
Yeah, but I remember seeing Monarch playing some of the, I don't know if they were Tritons, but they were like some of the high roller events over there in Europe, and he was just like super unpredictable, like crazy player, but very tricky. Obviously a very good player. But Jungle Man is, one of the best heads up in the world, so
Yeah.
not surprised to see that he came on top.
Yeah, and apparently, saw another article where Monarch, someone was asking like, oh, their Twitter was teasing him, telling he should now play Negreanu. He's like, yeah, bring him on, let's go. Hate that guy. Or he didn't say hate that guy. He said he said some other things that make it seem like he doesn't have a lot of respect for him. But
Yeah, I mean,
anyways, that could be
he's
fun.
down to play anyone. This
Yeah,
guy's down to play anyone.
for
It's
sure.
crazy.
Absolutely. All right. So, congrats, Jungle Man, and whoever had a piece. That's insane amounts of money just passing across tables. Like that's the kind of thing. Like where's the I mean, they had cameras, but that's a movie
Yeah.
right there. You just
And
gotta
actually,
play.
the very first hand that they played, it was Ace King for Monarch against Kings of Jungle Man, and they literally just got the entire stacks in pre, and then Monarch only wanted to run it once, and Jungle Man was like, "What? You really only want to run it one time for $1 million?"
Little
But
did
yeah,
you
it
know, a
was
million was going to be a small amount of money.
yeah, exactly. It was
It's
crazy.
like, yeah, I want to only run it once for a million. We're about to play for 6 million. Why do I care about this?
Yeah,
uh, one day, right? To be able to throw away that kind of money.
I know.
All right. So let's take a look at the Commerce Hold'em series schedule, right? So last week, we only had the dates. Now we appear to have a schedule out here. So let's take a look. Very exciting. Now, this is typically one of the smaller series that the Commerce runs every year because this seems to be like a slow time of year for poker in LA. But let's see what Kevin can do with it. This schedule actually is a little bit unique. So if you first thing you notice is it starts on Labor Day, Monday, does not run that weekend. That's because the bike schedule is still happening. So that weekend the Mega Millions is happening, and the Mega Millions runs through the week. It doesn't wrap up until well, let me take a look. The Mega Millions and the Legends ends on the 3rd, so they actually overlap a little bit. But their Monday event is a one-day Labor Day special, a one-day 100K guarantee, $400 buy-in, just like we are getting used to around here. This hopefully is kind of the new norm, 100K guarantee, $400 buy-in on a Saturday, but this is a Monday, like on a special day. That should be huge. They're running a 30K guarantee over at the bike alongside the Mega Millions, I believe, on Labor Day. But this 100K guarantee, 400, we know LA players love this. I myself, maybe this will be the first time I get out of the house to play poker since the baby comes. Maybe a one day could be good. Also, at 4, they're going to be running a satellite with 10 series packages guaranteed, which will include a $250 buy-in, a $360 buy-in, a $400 buy-in, and the $1,200 into the main event. They're guaranteeing 10 packages into that, which means 10. So they're guaranteeing there will be, 100 players in this thing. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Chance for an overlay. I would take a look at that.
Really?
Well, you never know. These satellites are always unpredictable, right? And when they guarantee
true.
a lot, sometimes there's an overlay. So we'll have to see. So that's what's happening there on Monday. So it looks like.
And you know what? Kudos to the Commerce, because I never think that they will welch on an overlay anymore. I just don't think they will ever do it.
Oh yeah, I don't think so either. Unless maybe if it was some massive miscalculation, like a full LA gets shut down for some reason for a day and they can't do it,
Right.
like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the interesting thing about this schedule, as we look through it, is it seems to span from Labor Day, and it spans on through until September 29th. That looks like it's 4 weekends, I believe, and there are only 2 multi-day events, as far as I can tell. These ones in red here. So on September 11th, on that Thursday starts the first multi-day event, which is a $400 buy-in with a 300K guarantee, and that will wrap up that weekend, Sunday, day 2. And then the following weekend, there is no multi-day. They're going to do 1 days. And then the weekend after that is when the main event is. The main event is the $1,200 500K guarantee, which will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, day 1s. So that's interesting that they're going every other week. 1-day events, multi-day event, 1-day events, multi-day events. So interesting. Not bad. I mean, I don't mind because, look, what that means is we have, LA, I think the players will respond because we have on September 1st, on Labor Day, we have the 100K guarantee. On Saturday, September 6th, we have a 100K guarantee, 1 day. Same event, basically, 11 a.m., with the same packages thing. And then here's another thing I really like about this. At the bike, we're used to seeing satellites run for the event that weekend, right? So when they're running satellites, it's like, we're running satellites for Mini Mega, we're running satellites for the Park West Classic, but usually you only get a week worth. And it's usually like maybe you put in like 12 people from them. This series will be running satellites, and every satellite, the entire series long, all feed into the main event. So that's 10 packages, that's 10 seats in the main event here. That's 10 packages here guaranteed into the main event. That's them here. They're going to do, on Sunday, September 7th, that is when the free roll for the daily tournament players happens. So if you've been playing the dailies down there, check your points, see if you qualify. I did qualify with a small stack, so I'm not sure if I'll be able or if I will go because of the new baby thing. But check it out. If you have a bunch of chips, it is on the 7th, September 7th at 10 a.m. That is the player loyalty event, and they are going to be putting 21 main event seats into that. So that right there, all right, that's already 41 main event seats that they've given away by September 7th, right? They're doing more satellites throughout down here. I don't know if they're going to just run satellites in the evenings like the bike does, just not on the schedule. But back on the schedule again, by the time you get to the 16th, where we go, 5 seats. We have seats this last week. These ones are guaranteed seats, 5 seats. So like 10, then 10 seats, 10 seats. They're giving away, it looks like, upwards of 70 seats guaranteed, not counting getting more people to the main event right off the bat. So, I mean, I like that. I really like when they're giving away, doing more satellites into the big event, doing more feeders into the main event, making the main event feel more special for more people. Because let's face it, a 1200 event obviously feels more special for the guys who have to play the satellite to get in and don't normally play that, as for the guys like, like Mr. say Ostapchenko or someone, or like Fausto, who just fire these things every weekend, and this is the low end of their event, right? So I love it. I like that a lot. Hopefully that will help boost those numbers, because the main event, they have a single flight on Thursday, 2 flights on Friday, and then on Saturday they're only running a single flight. They're not running a nighttime flight, because I think they want to give the staff and players rest before the Sunday day 2. So I do see they are running a XL Bounty Turbo at 4. So given that they're doing that, I would have rather seen them run another flight. But they are not running a flight that night. So there's one fewer flight than there is for the Park West Classic, but all of these satellite feeders should help, I think.
And I can't stress this enough, and I've said this many times before. If you are even moderately serious about playing poker and you tend to play lower limits, you have to shot take every once in a little while, not only just for the bigger prize pools to pad your bankroll, but then you learn so much from jumping up and playing against a different class of players. You really do just take away a lot from just getting exposure, and especially if you get to sit at the table with some are very well-known names in LA, you'll learn a lot just from observing them. So definitely make sure that you're paying attention when you get there. But I cannot recommend satellites enough to give you shots at that. Like to be able to play a 500K main event, $1,200 at the Commerce Casino, it's gonna be probably like 20-30%, if not pros, at least semi-pros and players that we would all consider very good.
There is, well, first off, the main event final table will be streamed on Bally Live, but I noticed this year there will be a player of the series for all of the non-satellite events, for all crown events. So all the numbered events, they're giving away a crown trophy. As you can see, Derek and I each have in our background here. All of those events will be giving points for a player of the series. I don't know how they're calculating them. I don't think there are details out on that yet. I don't know what they're giving out for it, but we will have to take a look. And in particular, we're going to have to take a look because I know one thing that really irks people, and I guarantee you, Mr. Gill, who's the other one that likes to keep an eye on structures? NBA squad, Adam. I bet Adam and Mr. Gill will both jump on it if they're going to play these events, because a lot of times what happens is they take, like, say, an extra $5 rake out of all the events to pay for player of the series types of stuff, which is technically is only really fair for the people who are going to play all the things and try and compete for that, right? So we'll have to keep an eye out, and so we'll see. I guarantee you one of those two will make noise about it if that is the case, but we'll see. They don't have the structure sheets out as far as I can tell, just the schedule. And yeah, as you can see, they're doing these lot of one-day events on these weekends, and there are 3 different 100K one-day events happening, the Labor Day one, and then the Saturdays that are not on these multi-day. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
So I would recommend getting a bigger crown trophy that's like a gold color or something like that for the.
Sorry,
make it.
I hit the wrong button there. All right. Yes. Oh. Yeah, this crown trophy is a little plain. Yeah.
Make it something really cool. For the POS.
Oh, you mean they did that with the Remington, that Sean one, right? That was cool. He got like a white horse, right? That was cool.
That was freaking awesome. Like, do something like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't just reverse the colors because I think all gold would be a little cheap. Like that one, the red one there with the gold kind of works because it's shiny. The one that you have kind of works because it's shiny, but like if they just reverse these colors, I don't think that would work. So yeah, definitely do something. You know what else would be cool? Like if they made it like this, but it was like embossed, like instead of just. Because it's kind of flat and it's kind of painted on. If they could get some of this stuff to pop out, that'd be cool.
Oh, yeah,
something like that, right? Yeah. No, trophies, if it's player of the year, just like don't take much money from everyone. Just give us a sick trophy. That's almost as good, man.
Right.
All right. So yeah, we will obviously talk more about the schedule as it approaches. It is still 2 weeks away. So we'll check that out. I know Derek's not super excited about the one days. He's not a fan. But some of us are busy.
Mondays are an exercise in frustration for me, to be honest.
Some of us now have babies to think about. We got things going on at home. We don't mind one days. It's good to be able to just knock it out in a day and then be home the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, I can appreciate that.
All right. Yeah, hey, Julie in the chat also agreeing satellites are awesome. Satellites are great. Yeah. So that is exciting. I personally think this series looks pretty good for the Hold'em series, kind of like in there. And before you know it, it will be circuit time again in November. So this is good. I like it. So we got this. Then we're gonna have obviously Hold'em series. Then Big Poker October will be right around the corner, and then it'll be time for the circuit again. And it is then going to be time to be thinking about winter and our favorite time of year, not Christmas, the WPT in Vegas.
Yep.
Poker Christmas. We have Poker Summer Camp, Poker Christmas. All right. Well, let's see what's going on around town then, I guess. Roundup time.
Roundup time.
All right. As we've been mentioning, right now the bike is in the middle of their 300K Quantum. They are currently on day 1B, finishing that up right now. Tomorrow, they'll be doing day 1C, 2 more flights, $300, 10% get through, I believe. Let me see, advanced day 2. Yeah, 10% advance, 12% in the money. It's one of those weird ones. Weird ones. But also, tomorrow starts mixed games again. They will have a Beast tournament at 1 p.m. And then on Friday, they will be having their same flights for that 300K. And they will also be doing a Heroes tournament at 1 p.m. Now, they're doing a mega satellite on Thursday and on Friday. It doesn't look like there are any seats guaranteed. Oh, Friday does have seats guaranteed. So Friday has 5 seats guaranteed. 8 p.m. satellite. You might check that one out. Like I said, when they guarantee seats, it's a crapshoot. 8 p.m. Nobody might be around. There might be some overlay. Check it out. Saturday, they'll be running flip and goes to get in, $160 flip and go to get into the day 2 direct buy, which is $1,400 for 180K in chips into that 300K. And as we talked about before, they will be doing that day 2 with the flip and goes. That starts at 11 a.m. And it looks like, let's see, it's usually about 2 hours of reg before reg closes on these quantums, right? Roughly 2 hours. So 11, 12, 1. So looks like right as soon as reg closes for that quantum, the 100K deep stack starts at 1:30. So that is a $400 100K buy-in. I'm guessing, okay, so you start with 30,000 in chips, and I'm guessing it has to be a fairly fast structure in order to start at 1:30. So that is going to be big. That is going to be fast. It should be fun, but I will just say be ready for some lines. There's probably going to be a lot of people, and the tables will be tight for a while until the day 2 of that quantum really starts knocking themselves out. So that will be a concern for sure.
Yep.
Sunday, there'll be a 75K guarantee, $360 buy-in. And also on Sunday, the Mega Millions 29 starts. Those flights start at 4 p.m. Then next week at the bike, it's all about the Mega Millions. You know the drill. Every day, all day, they will be having flights, 3 flights a day. The 11 and 4 p.m. flights will be your $600 buy-in, 12% advance. Your 2 p.m. will be your $300 buy-in, 12% in the money, 6% advance, and that all will culminate in the day 2s, which will be Sunday, the 31st, and Monday, Labor Day, will be the day 2s, day 2A and 2B, with day 3 being Tuesday, day 4 being Wednesday, and then if they need a day 5, Thursday, of course. So that.
It's only a week of flights, huh?
From Sunday to Sunday, huh?
Nice.
That is a little
I'm
shorter than
hoping.
usual.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I think Jeff was trying to squeeze more stuff in the schedule. So, kudos to him for, doing awesome things.
Yeah, so that's probably what happened with this 300K. They probably just run Mega Million flights there other times.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can punch this through on one flight again let's just give me 500K chips. How about that?
500K? Well, let's see. What's that? When you buy in direct, you get 250K. So just double starting stack. That's all you want?
Yeah, just double starting.
Just
double
double.
starting
That's all.
stack.
Just 2 starting stacks. He's not asking for
one
much.
One bullet, 2 starting stacks. Let's go.
All right. So I perused over there to the Gardens website, and I found, interestingly enough, they are running a special one-day event on the 29th. Friday before Labor Day, they are running a $225 buy-in 25K guarantee with $50 knockout bounties. I don't know why. This starts at 11:30, so I don't know why. They already run tournaments on Fridays. They run 2, and they're decently attended, so beats me. But this is what's happening. Instead of those regular tournaments, they will be running this 25K guarantee. Once again, it's cool. I don't know why.
Maybe the novelty will get more people to come out. Who knows?
I don't know. Like the Sunday event's a tournament bounty event, so I don't. Whatever. But cool. It's different. It's a little different. So they'll be running their regular dailies, but on Friday, August 29th, they'll be running this one. Okay.
The zeros in that 25K with no hole in the middle are really bugging me out.
It's all right. They're kind of like black holes or like portals.
Yeah.
All right. Heading over here to Hollywood Park. We are looking at this weekend here. So this weekend looks like regular business as usual over there at Hollywood Park. They will be doing their normal Friday 8K guarantee bounty. They'll be doing their Saturday, Sunday 10K guarantees with their Sunday night one. No events there, all the regular events. Something to keep on your calendar if you're a Hollywood Park player is that on August 31st, that Sunday, right before Labor Day, they will be doing a 50K Sunday special plus bounty on that Sunday. So that is a good option because the 100K Labor Day event at Commerce won't be till the next day, and over at the bike, it's nothing but Mega Millions stuff. So if you're not interested in Mega Millions stuff, you may want to check that out on the 31st. And aside from that, Lucky Lady, I do not believe was doing anything special. So just the regular daily stuff at Lucky Lady. No special events happening there. And but in a couple weeks on Labor Day, they will be doing a 10K guarantee on Labor Day at 3 p.m. Could be something to go over to if you get busted out of any of the other events. But we'll talk about all that again next week. All right. Mr. No Way says he thinks there might be some overlay on this 300K. I
Yeah,
doubt it.
no way,
I doubt
no
it.
way. Yeah, yeah,
How was
yeah,
your
no
flight,
way.
Derek? How was the attendance in
Um,
yours?
I think the earlier I didn't get the earlier one because I was still in the mini, but I think the earlier one got like 120 runners or something. So I think they'll clear it just fine.
I think so too. And if they don't, that day two buy-in is going to
But
be
they
juicy,
two
and it's a
buy-in.
weekend.
The day two buy-in will probably get half the price pull by itself.
Yep. If not more. I
Yeah.
think the last time they did one of these, but it was on a normal weekend. But I mean, it was very popular. I mean, I thought it was really well done, or it
Yeah.
was really
I mean,
well
the nice thing
attended.
is though, this is gonna, I think it should finish on Sunday, right?
It should finish on Sunday. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty
So I
sure it
mean,
should finish on
here it is,
Sunday.
the quantum finishing on a Sunday, which is kind of, I think you have to move something somewhere, like maybe take away the day one on Saturday, which is unfortunate, but then at least it'll wrap up on a Sunday.
Yep. Yep. And no way on that 500K being risky. Like I said, I think that all of those satellite seats they're giving out are going to help a lot. Like the commerce is really good at that, and I love it.
Yeah, I
That's
don't. I think a 1K in
yeah.
LA missing a 500 guarantee would be pretty odd.
Yeah, that's one of the things that the Classic has a problem with is, like I said, like the 1K in this Hold'em series is the marquee event. They're treating it that way. Every satellite leads up to it. Every promo before leads up to it. Whereas the Park West Classic is like a mid-tier event in the Legends schedule, and it's the lead up to it is like 4 days, and then it just happens,
Yeah,
right? So
right.
okay. All right, guys. That's all we have for you this week. It's been fun. If you are out there battling in the 300K, have fun with that. If you're waiting for some one days, that's cool, or the Mega Millions. And hey, if you love one days, like I said, we got a lot coming up. When the Commerce Hold'em series starts, we got a ton of one day events that will be going on, happening. And for the rest of you, I don't know what your excuse is. We got everything going on here, man. There's some grumblings we'll talk about later. Little lack of mixed game action in the coming month, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. And we all play Hold'em here in this show anyway, so
Yeah, yeah. We're just Hold'em dummies.
yeah. We just go where the money is. What do you want us to do? All right, guys. It's been fun. I don't think I'll see you this next week, but I know Derek will still be grinding away with you, so you're just gonna have to deal with beating him up. I will be home enjoying the little one.
Yeah, so I will see you at the tables, everyone.
Yeah, and I will, as Frank says, I'll stay home, continuing playing my 2-3 off. All right, guys. We'll see you later.